Hello, everybody. I see that a few of you are now emailing me about the Module 1 digital literacy assignment. And so I thought I'd take a moment to say a few words about that and share them with you. So let's have a look here. So let me jump into the page. Digital literacy, Module 1. So the point of this is for you to really explore some definitions of digital literacy. And why are we doing that? I think it's, at least in my mind, it's to learn how to be a technology integrator and how you do that in a way that empowers your students to be able to access broader opportunities, better educational resources, reach out to their communities, whether local or national or what have you, to really find out the best opportunities for themselves. And I think by doing that, that kind of automatically leads to social change as we become more aware of our surroundings and more aware of our environment. And so before I jump into this, let me just do a quick digital story for you. I've often been quite surprised by this notion. In my own case, for example, I've been teaching for over 30 years now. And when I meet my colleagues who've also been teaching for quite some time, there's this sense that because we're older, we look old, we may be attached to some kind of more traditional teaching methods, whatever traditional might mean to people. And then when I meet younger educators who we might think they know everything there is to know about technology and so forth, I often find that it's actually just the opposite. It's those educators who have been around for a while and see the power of some of these tools, who are really embrace some of the digital tools that we have at our hands. And I tell my students this story a lot, and I like to tease them, especially when I get a new batch of bachelor students who are 20, 21 years old, and I'll point out to them, do you know when I was your age, I actually had to get on a bus and take a bus to the university library and then get a whole bunch of books in my backpack and carry 20 pounds of books back to my apartment, only to discover that I got the wrong books and have to get on the bus again and go back and forth and so on. And I say this to highlight the power that they have in their laptop or even in their phone to access everybody, the world, that access all their friends, access wider networks, social media, and most really to access, databases, online library resources, all that without having to get on a bus in the middle of winter and so forth. So I just say that as a highlight of how powerful these tools are compared to not having them, as I didn't 20 or 30 years ago. So as you look through this, here are some guiding questions. What does digital literacy mean? So what does it mean to you? And you want to reflect on your own digital experiences. And I think by doing this, the point of this is for you to really think about, if you understand your own connection to technology and your own perhaps hesitations to it or your own reasons for really embracing technology, it helps you to start to understand other people's use of technology and other people's attachment to technology. So I just shared with you my absolute fascination with my mobile phone. And you might think that it's the younger generation that has that, and it isn't. They grew up with this, or you grew up with this, with these tools, and they're not as amazing to you perhaps as they are to me. I just still can't believe that I'm holding in my hands the entire library of everything I might ever need to read. It's just unbelievable. Anyways, so if you look down here, there's some prompts and questions. Now, it's quite a bit, there's a lot of prompts, a lot of questions. Of course, you're not going to answer these in sequence, but just read through to get a sense of what the assignment's actually asking you. Again, what is your connection to technology? What do you do with it yourself? Are you mostly a consumer of technology, or are you producing? Whoops. Sorry. I should learn to not. There we go. Oh, sorry. Jumped right out of there. This happens. When I touch that in the wrong place, it thinks I'm trying to edit it. There. Yeah, so here, I wanted to talk about what, are you mostly consuming content through your devices and from the library, or are you producing? So now as a teacher, teachers produce a lot of resources. And so how are you using your technology and your digital literacy to produce knowledge or to produce resources for your students? So I'm going to post this video, and in the announcement, I'm going to also add a link to a paper I wrote, of course, on the notion of the medium is the message, and how do we use digital tools to create our narratives of learning. I think I already referred to that in my first announcement. And I talked a little bit about it in the course, but I'm going to send it there again. Just as a procedural point, a couple of procedural points. It says here, sorry, I'm just jumping up and down here. Oh, I did that again. Sorry, I did it again. I don't want to start my video over again, so you'll have to just wait for me for a minute. Here's the assignment. Yes, 5 minutes. Don't go over 5 minutes, please, because the difference between watching a video or reading a paper, I can read the paper really quickly and jump back and forth, but watching a video is much more linear, and it does in fact take 5 minutes to watch a 5-minute video. So try not to go over that. And you do have a range of opportunities and tools to use to produce your autobiography. And as I just sent out in an email to someone, it's an autobiography, so use a format and process that makes sense to you and that highlights your ideas. And someone had asked me, there's a comment up above here where it talks about one keyword from the course. So the point of this is that really think about some of the different, when you read through the readings for this section, think about some of the concepts that are being discussed and the ideas of being a consumer or being a producer of content, and what really stands out to you in terms of one of those aspects. So sorry, I'm jumping up and down here a little bit. Oh, I did that again, so I'm not going back. There we go. And so anyways, that's a lot of talking, so I'm going to stop here, and I look forward to seeing your assignments.